are 5 typical errors that Vietnamese people make with the s and the sh sounds when speaking English. First, some people always use the s sound, even when they should say the sh sound. So they sound like this. Sally says she will see you shortly. Or they always use the sh sound, even when they should say the s sound. So these people sound like this. Shelly says she will see you shortly. Second, many Vietnamese do not realize that the s and the sh sounds are actually 2 different sounds in English. And they pronounce a sound that sounds like the mix of these 2 sounds, like sh, sh. This is not a sound of English. Third, the tongue of many Vietnamese people are too slow, and they cannot change between the s and the sh sounds fast enough when they have to say more of these sounds in a word or a sentence. And English is full of s and sh sounds. Fourth, sometimes Vietnamese people don't know which of the 2 sounds should be used when they see a word with these sounds. Is it social, or social, or social, or social? I agree. Spelling of the s and the sh sounds can be tricky. Finally, very often, Vietnamese people simply forget to say the s and sh sounds, especially at the end of words and before consonants. So they will say how instead of house, middag instead of Mr., or wa instead of wash. This is the biggest problem with the s and sh sounds, and makes Vietnamese English almost impossible to understand for people who are not familiar with this speaking problem. A critical difference between the English and Vietnamese languages is that in Vietnamese you need to use your throat and vocal cords to produce the different tones correctly, while in English you need to use your tongue to produce the different consonant sounds. This is the main reason why Vietnamese people find speaking English so hard. Their tongues are simply too weak and not so well controlled. In this video, we will learn how to say the s and the sh sounds well and what the differences are. We will examine how we typically spell words with the s and the sh sounds. We will practice saying words and sentences with these 2 sounds. And we will test your newly acquired skills. So let's correct these mistakes and start speaking accurate English. Are you with me? Let's go!